सर मैं सबसे पहले माननीय वित्त मंत्री जी को मैं बहुत बहुत बधाई देना चाहता हूं कि उनकी जो बजट है इस साल की बजट, दिस इज प्रेजेंटेड अमिड a very volatile, disruptive world. The world has not seen such volatility, disruptions since the year 1945 when World War II ended 80 years ago. And मैं confidence के साथ कह सकता हूं कि जब विश्व में राजनीतिक आर्थिक अस्थिरता है, India stands alone as a rare island of macroeconomic growth and stability. So at this critical moment, I want to take the opportunity through you and through this House to appeal to industry as a whole, public sector and private sector, to make use of this opportunity, this unique time in our history, to work shoulder to shoulder with the government to achieve our national objectives. The public sector has the ability to bring scale. The private sector must bring speed, innovation, and risk-taking. So I heard my esteemed colleague, the former Finance Minister of India, Mr. Chidambaram, initiating the budget. He made a comment about private sector investments needing to increase. I would like, through you, sir, to remind him that private sector investments have peaked to 6.5 lakh crore rupees in 2024, which is 66% more than the figure was in 2021. So when previous governments had completely ignored manufacturing and had written off manufacturing, this government, and I congratulate this government, that in the last 10 years there's been a tectonic shift in thinking about manufacturing. So this government has used production-linked incentives. This government has used production-linked incentives, has spent 24,000 crore rupees on production-linked incentives, which have already created 12.5 lakh jobs in this country. In fact, the former finance minister, under his tenure, the Prevention of Money Laundering Act was amended with so many draconian provisions, which made it so hard for entrepreneurs to do business in India. A small issue like KYC compliance could lead to harassment. और मैं सरकार को इसलिए बधाई देना चाहूंगा कि मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में जन विश्वास एक्ट के माध्यम से आज 1000 जो माइनर ऑफेंसेस है उन्हें पूरी तरह से डीक्रिमिनलाइज किया गया है, ईज ऑफ बिजनेस को बढ़ावा दिया गया है। सर, मेरा उद्देश्य है कि सरकार और इंडस्ट्री को एक साथ मिलकर एक टीम के रूप में काम करना चाहिए। इफ दे वर्क टुगेदर, सप्लाई चेन शिफ्ट्स, टेक्नोलॉजी ट्रांजिशंस एंड ग्लोबल अनसर्टेनिटी को एक चैलेंज से हम अपॉर्चुनिटी के रूप में कन्वर्ट कर सकते हैं। So the last point I want to make, it's very unfortunate, some people overseas and more importantly some people right here had the willful ignorance to call our economy dead. I want to put 5 statistics before them. If our economy is dead, how is India the fastest growing major economy in the world? अगर हम भारत की अर्थव्यवस्था पूरी तरह से मर चुकी है, how is UPI processing over 70 crore transactions per day, making India the global leader in real-time digital payments? If the Indian economy is dead, how did the Jan Dhan Yojana alone bring 50 crore Indians into the formal banking system and transfer 41 lakh crore rupees directly to citizens, saving 3.5 lakh crore rupees of taxpayers' money by preventing leakages and inefficiencies? If the Indian economy is dead, how did gross GST revenues increase from 11 lakh crore rupees in 2020 to 22 lakh crore rupees in 2024, effectively doubling over 4 years? And lastly, sir, if the Indian economy is dead, why did the Europeans sign the biggest trade deal in the world with India and not with China or the United States? आज मैं गर्व से कह सकता हूं, कॉन्फिडेंस के साथ कह सकता हूं, विश्व में सभी जो कॉन्टिनेंट्स है, अमेरिका, नॉर्थ अमेरिका, साउथ अमेरिका, यूरोप, अफ्रीका, एशिया, सभी देश भारत के साथ ट्रेड करना चाहते हैं, भारत के साथ ट्रेड डील्स साइन करना चाहते हैं, and these are being done on our terms, not on their terms. Therefore, sir, all I'll say in conclusion is the only thing that is dead is certain people's confidence in India, in India's economy and India's people. The only thing that is alive is their hatred for India. So with these words, I commend the Finance Minister on an exceptional budget. Thank you very much.
Dr. Kanimoji NVN Somu.
Thank you, Honorable Vice Chairman, sir. Thank you for the opportunity. Sir, on the outset, this budget is yet another failed budget by a Honorable Finance Minister. We have to appreciate her for her consistency. Her consistency to fail in 9 consecutive times is a record. Her consistency is so good for herself and for her party and for her Nagpur bosses, but not for the country. Sir, in the last few years, when the budget speeches echoes Thirukkural, the people of my state console themselves. At least our language has found a voice, even if our state has not found any space in the budget allocation. But this year, even that symbolic acknowledgement is absent, leaving the people of my state feeling both physically neglected and culturally unheard. So I start with my budget speech quoting Thirukkural sir. Velundru vendri tharuvadu mannavan, kolundru kodadu enin, which means power may win battles, but justice wins hearts and stability. So this Union Budget 2026 is anti-poor and detached from the country's economic realities. This budget is faceless, baseless, and visionless budget, sir. Sir, this budget offers no relief to workers, farmers, salaried middle-class people, or the unemployed, while continuing to prioritize the big corporate interests. Sir, this budget exposes the blind commitment of the BJP NDA government to a handful of corporate houses. The government cutting subsidies in critical sectors is very bad. The cuts in the food, fertilizer, and petroleum subsidy amount to the direct assault on the workers and peasants. Transfer to states has fallen by lakhs of crores, undermining the fiscal federalism. Sir, what Peraringer Anna said in 1966 is very much relevant about the colossal taxation and the meager returns. What right has this government to demand more and more taxes when their performance is of such a low order? I think that this government, after having taxed the people so much, has not given proper returns or proper accounts to the nation. Therefore, though I realize that I do not have the power to stop it, I can abet a crime of allocating colossal sums to this insufficient, inefficient, unrealistic and unresponsive and undemocratic government that is being carried on. But whatever may be the criticism that is offered on this side, they have the numbers and the logic and they play the game. Therefore, Mr. Vice Chairman, offering this criticism, we have to go to the other forum and receive justice from the only source, the first source, the primary source, the public. So, Chairman, we are confident that of getting a proper verdict. This budget, sir, would deepen inequality and worsen the ongoing economic crisis. The budget detached from the concerns of the masses and marked by deliberate vagueness. The finance minister has avoided giving scheme-wise allocations, calling it an attempt to obscure funding cuts. Sir, this government has failed to stimulate demand despite the economic survey's emphasis on domestic consumption. On agriculture, employment, the government had ignored demands for a legal MSP and continued to push anti-labor policies. It is a betrayal of the people, workers, and the federal spirit. Sir, this budget failed to address the basic issues such as inflation and unemployment. Sir, the slogan Vikshit Bharat rings hollow as subsidies for food and fertilizers have been cut. It also underlined the push for private-led health care and education, and the focus is only on the corporate-friendly projects. Sir, in 2014, the price of 1 sovereign of gold was 28,000, but in 2026, it is 1,20,000. That means the price of gold has quadrupled in the last 12 years. Sir, in 2014, the value of Indian rupee, we all know, against the US dollar was 58.25. On Jan 20th, 2026, it was 92.03. And the price of 1 liter petrol was 74 and diesel was 55. In 2026, the petrol is 102 and the diesel is 92. And even the domestic LPG cylinder was sold as 410 in 2014, but now in 2026, it's 853. Breached rupees 1,000 2 years back. So the price of the essential commodities